Hello, I'm Elijah, and welcome to Mannerisms. In this video, we're going to look at the HTML CSS Support extension for VS Code. If you do anything with CSS, I think you're going to like this, as it brings IntelliSense for CSS classes as you develop your markup. Here on the left, I have a React component. And if I come down to the render method, it'd be nice if I came in here and added a new div, if I could get some IntelliSense listing the classes available to me. So if I say compose, it'd be nice if I could see compose-modal or compose-overlay listed in the IntelliSense, but it's not here. Thankfully, though, we could install an extension to solve that. So we could come over here to the left pane, to our extensions icon, and type HTML CSS Support. Then we'll install the plugin and reload when it's done. So if we remove our class name and press Control Space and start typing, you'll start to see a list of class names available to us. As you'll see here, compose-modal shows up in our list, as well as compose-overlay, and lots of others. So we'll go ahead and say compose-text. We'll press Tab to autocomplete. You may have noticed another tab I have over here, compose.scss. Well, this is Sass, and you might be wondering if it supports that as well. If we come over here and press Control Space again, you'll notice that compose-scss shows up as well. So that's great. But what about less files? I have another file over here, compose.less. And you'll notice if I come over here and try it again, that the compose-less class name doesn't show up. But don't be discouraged, there is a way. So what we're going to do is open up our user settings. And what we'll do is add a new entry, and it'll be CSS file extensions. And what we'll do here is we'll add less as a file extension. Already it has CSS and Sass, and now we're adding less. So we're going to save that, close it, and then we're going to go ahead and reload the window, just to make sure everything's in fresh state. At this point, we'll come down here and remove our class name, press Control Space, say compose-less. It is now in our list. Yay! One last thing that would make this a little bit nicer is to not have to press Control Space all the time. So if we come back into our user settings again, we can add a new entry and say Editor Quick Suggestions. And for the strings part, we'll say true, because we do want autocomplete for our strings. So now let's reload the window again, just to make sure everything's clean. So we'll just delete this div and start over. We'll create a new div, class name equals, and as soon as I start typing, that's when IntelliSense kicks in, which is really nice. I don't always have to say Control Space and to forget what I'm doing. And sure enough, our less shows up, and our Sass shows up, and we could press Enter or Tab to complete. So the extension we've been using is HTML CSS Support, which has quite a few number of installs, and it works pretty great. Now there's another pretty popular extension that does something very similar, called IntelliSense for CSS class names. However, this one does not support less, so if that's a problem for you, then don't use this one. Either one seems to be a really good solution. They both have their pros and cons, but definitely having one of them is really helpful in your development workflow. And that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you found the extension helpful and that you'll be able to use it in your personal and work projects. Feel free to subscribe below and or follow me on Twitter @ElijahManner. Thanks, and have a blessed day.